G'day guys and welcome back to the channel. Today I'll be reviewing the game between Carlton and Geelong at the MCG, which was last night, and we can see the Blues won pretty comfortably by 63 points, and that's 6 out of 7 losses in a row, with one win against the Tigers, which was barely a win at home. So yeah, it's been a real struggle of late, and yeah, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, that's season done and dusted for the Cats, who just haven't quite been able to have any kind of response, I suppose, in the last month and a half, almost 2 months. It was incredibly disappointing the way in which we went down, and understandably, Carlton with some personnel back, playing some pretty good footy of late, but I mean, to go down that badly is pretty disappointing. They jumped out of the box early, kicking 3 straight away, and putting our defence under pressure without too much time passing by. They kicked 3 on the bounce. We responded back with 2, and that was okay. But the moment it goes inside 50, it just looks like it's going to be a goal every time. And it's a leaking sieve down back, and there's problems across the field there, especially in that midfield, which I've preached to the choir every week. But it was one of the worst performances I've seen in a long, long time. The Gold Coast one clearly wasn't that great, and probably a bit of a sign of things to come. When we get bashed around the ball that badly, you get what you deserve ultimately. But I don't know how your pressure goes from second best in the comp down to 11th or whatever it's gone down to. Pressure was ultimately what was probably keeping us, in sync with 7 and zip. And whilst we were 7 and zip, it wasn't as if we were looking like the best team in the comp either. We were getting the wins, so we were playing some decent footy. Got some teams early in the year that perhaps weren't playing at their absolute best, but either the comps absolutely improved their output massively, or we're massively dropped off. It feels more of the latter. But it's so many players down on confidence, so many players just out of form, out of sync, lack of cohesion, fumbling, tripping over. I didn't see a Carlton player slip over last night, and we were slipping over every contest. We saw them, that second term. I've been talking about this. I definitely raised it, last week, and it's been a bit of Achilles heel all year, where that second term has almost been the premiership quarter, and it's been a bit of a stone in the shoe for most of the year, really. We saw the Giants kick 6 in the second term at our home deck, and that was the gap in the game that won in the game. And then the last quarter was laughable, really, where players, just stone cold gave up and threw the towel in because it was a bit too hard, and Carlton were playing well and everything was going against them. So, we don't usually lose in the manner in which we have, and it's happened, multiple times throughout this year. It's been a few blowouts, a couple of close ones, a couple of close losses, a couple of close wins, some decent wins, but more often than not, it's been a bit of a struggle, especially with lack of field position, not giving our forwards enough opportunities, and really just it all starts in that forward line. If you can get it there, the pressure from there is lacking. That leads to easy transition from D50 to forward 50, and then a couple of contested marks, win a couple of contests, and they're out. And I've noted definitely the first initial contest, if we lose it, after that first line of pressure, then we're completely gone. Post-contest, we're a bit of a laughing stock, to put it pretty lightly there. So, we kept Carlton at bay a little bit in the third term. They kicked a bit straighter as well. Sorry, they didn't kick as straight as they would have liked, so they had 1 goal 6 in that third quarter. But then, floodgates opened in that last term, and probably our only real go in the game was when we kicked a couple in a row to respond back to the 3 goals that Carlton had already kicked, and then we kicked 3 in that third quarter. And, even when Carlton did go, or even when it was forward for us, it would just be a 1 clearance away from just the damn wall breaking and a response from Carlton, which continually happens. So, I'm short of answers on what the go is. Well, in terms of possible solutions, I've got lots of hypotheses and solutions that could potentially turn it around. But if we think that playing the same players in the same positions over and over again is going to yield a different result, I believe you're going towards the definition of insanity. So a lot needs to be sort of switched up. I think we're past the point of just backing the system in and just thinking everything's going to be okay, because what we're doing right now isn't working, and it hasn't worked for almost 2 months. So it's a bit over time to finally acknowledge the issues and actually fix them up. Again, we're a bit of a developing side in amongst some old-time greats that are nearing the end of their careers, closer to the end than definitely the start of their careers. But that was a game in a nutshell. I have to give some credit to Carlton. I mean, they pressured us really well. Every team somehow plays their best game of the year against us, so I think there's a common denominator there in us allowing that, which is the disappointing part, where Carlton applied great pressure, but they outworked us. They outpressured us. They were cleaner with the ball. They didn't make nearly as many mistakes. They won contests forward of the ball. That's footy's just winning contests, right? So they were able to get their fair share of those, and with their clearances, they were very damaging out the front, and our players just couldn't go with them, and that's been a common thread for most of the season. So I'm more focused on the holistic existential problems that we've got at the moment, as opposed to the numbers and the stats, which I think are inconsequential at the moment, but I do usually go through them, so we'll do our best there. But Carlton plus 50 with the ball, then inside 50s, it was plus 15 to the Blues, so they had much more supply. But interestingly enough, though, when we played them last time, I think they had 66 inside 50s, we had 45, but when we went inside 50, the Blues defended a lot better this time around, and we weren't as clean going inside 50 with our supply. So, and you combine that with probably a worse defensive effort with when we played them earlier in the year. Our D50 held up amazingly well, all considering the 66 entries they had last time. And they missed a few as well, so they kicked 15-15 tonight. They kicked 21-12, or last night they kicked 21-12. Disposal efficiency, usually for us at our best, probably sits around 71-72, but that was at 67. Carlton just below 70. But the efficiency inside 50, so leaking sieve here, average there's 50, so much more potent up forward. And then for us, we're about on par with where we're at, but we're just not getting enough supply. But then the opposition are getting so much supply that our backline's already pretty fragile, and that kind of supply is going to put you at significant risk of getting heavily hit on the scoreboard. From the hit-outs perspective, DeConing had a big night. Not Sam, but Tom did. Clearances plus 11, so they were able to get dominance on that front. Surprised we got the setting clearances, but I reckon Carlton's 15 were under no pressure, and ours would have been under more pressure than, say, Carlton's were. Around the ground's been an issue basically all year, plus 13 on that front. Contested ball, Carlton won that battle, I think, with the same amount of clearances, more contested ball. On the outside, they were able to sort of get most of their dominance there, plus 51, more turnovers from our side, so that's Carlton's pressure playing a big part there. Marks, they had more control of the ball than we did. We weren't able to have as much aerial dominance, and that's shown with the inside 50 marks, 14-9 our way. We just couldn't quite get that part of our game going. And a lot of our 9 marks were pretty shallow entries as well, and long behinds, basically. But Carlton led for the entire game. We didn't lead for any moment of it, which was frustrating, disappointing. And this part of the game I'm very disappointed about as well is we had less of the ball, but then they out-tackled us with more of the footy. So in theory, when you have less of the ball, you're tackling more, but Carlton had more of the ball and tackled more, so they just outworked us and had the will to win, really. The tackles inside 50, I think they had 10 in the first term, so 22 to 8 is just quite incredible. The pressure that we were put under versus what we put Carlton under, as you can see, quite minimal. They didn't have to cope with too much. Surprised we won the 1%ers, probably all of those desperate efforts, but then Carlton had more tackles, so yeah, I'm not really sure. Don't know what they class as 1%ers, but anyway. Don't want the Blues. The votes are tricky. I had roughly in mind who to give them to. Yeah, all right, I'm all good now. I'll go 3 to Holmes, and it's very hard to give tips votes when you haven't played well and been demolished by 10 goals. But I'll go Maxi Holmes for 3 votes. Kicked a goal, 24, 5 marks, 5 tackles, 7 clearances. I thought he was good inside the contest. Over 500 metres gained, goal assist. So I thought, yeah, he tried hard all night. 2 votes. I'll go to Jez. He kicked 3 goals, 16 touches, 5 marks as well, a couple of tackles, 2 goal assists, and a clearance. So, yeah, directly led to 5 our goals. So half our score comes through Cameron there. I thought, yeah, he was the only real sort of winner up forward. And, yeah, thought I'd give him a couple of votes for his hard work. Just doesn't go off the ground, does he? Stays on the whole time. Incredible. And Dempsey for the 1 vote. He had the 25 touches, kicked a goal as well. Nice goal, nice snap. He had 7 marks, 3 tackles, clearance, goal assist. Thought, yeah, he worked incredibly hard and relatively clean with the ball. Nice finish on the scoreboard too. Grime played well. He kicked 1 goal, 23 disposals, 3 marks, 9 tackles, 5 clearances, and yeah, goal assist. So had a red hot go at it. Didn't quite make the votes this week, but yeah, thought he played his role nicely. Sam Niconing, one of his highest rated games probably ever, playing in the midfield in the ruck role. Kicked a goal, 20 touches, 20 hitouts, 2 marks, 5 tackles, 4 clearances. But yeah, when you see Tom Niconing's game, that's largely on Sam. So yeah, I mean, from an individual perspective, the stats look okay, but when you look at the actual dominance on the other side of it and what Carlton were able to do with their ruck and with their dominance around the ball, it pales in insignificance. Stewart had 15, 5 marks, 7 tackles. Chincotta did, again, a good job on him, and he wasn't able to influence the game as well as he would have liked. I thought he was better than he has been, but he's on a bit of a low bar at the moment with all the attention he's been getting. It was good to see Paddy back. Had the 17 touches, 5 marks, 4 tackles, 4 clearances. Definitely, tried his heart out, especially in that first half, and then I think they just sort of rested him in that second half when the game was done and dusted. I really liked Duncan's game. I thought, especially when it was tough early, I thought, his effort was really good. He had the 21, 3 marks, 4 tackles. Yeah, I felt like he was absolutely having a red-hot crack. He was guarding Charlie Curnow as well and all sorts of stuff. So I liked his endeavour on the game. Almost gave him a vote, but not quite. I had a couple other players just ahead of him. Zach Guthrie, not too bad, a little bit quiet, I guess. 19 touches, 6 marks, or just less impact. The numbers look okay, but I felt like the small forwards did a bit of a number on us. But when you get that kind of supply with one-on-ones, you're always going to be in a bit of strife. Stengel had 15, kicked a goal, 2 marks, 4 tackles, clearance. So definitely quite a night for him. We didn't get a lot of field position and time in forward half. So Stengel was not as effective. And we had Jai Clark, who again he cracks in, slips over a bit, fumbles a bit, 20 touches, kicked 11 kicks, 1 mark, 2 tackles, 5 clearances. Again, tries hard. He'll be long-term project player for us. I don't know if he's in our best team at the moment and whether Mitch Hardy could get a crack in ahead of him. Be nice to talk about that a bit later. Blitzarves, just, again, another player that's kind of struggled throughout the year. Played a bit of ruck. 17 touches for the game. No marks, which, for a big guy, you'd like to see more of that. Couple of tackles, 3 clearances. And again, just not as effective as you'd like him to be. And sort of has struggled a little bit throughout the season. Tommy Atkins doesn't he crack in? So he had the 16 for the game, 5 tackles, 3 clearances. So he set up a couple of goals, which was nice to see. But yeah, largely the moment he gets the ball, he's tackled, and I see Walsh and Cripps just run free. So that's our midfield not defending as well as expected. Collar had a pretty tough night with all the ball that came their way. He had 13, 6 marks, couple of tackles, clearance. Hands are quite steady. Curnow kicked probably most of his goals really from ground level play. Also gets plenty of free kicks. I think if Hawk got the free kicks Curnow got, Hawk might break Lockett's record. So, don't recall a player ever getting such generous treatment from the umpires with just a slight touch on players. If you just breathe and you count, it's a free kick. But I don't make the rules up. The umpires do. They've got their favourites. Bowes, very quiet. 11 touches, 2 marks, 5 tackles, 2 clearances. Unacceptable, really, for the amount of time he had on the ground. I don't know if he was in the midfield the whole game, but if you can't get the ball, stop the opposition from getting the ball, or pressure the opposition from getting the ball. So that was a pretty poor performance. He's up and down, young player, but we expect better from him. Tui kicked a goal early on in the piece, our first of the game, 15 disposals for the game, 2 marks. Made some mistakes down back, and look, had a great career, been a great for the Cats, but we've got to start looking towards what the future's going to look like. And Tui's, I suppose he'll come in every now and again, but we've got to put more focus and emphasis on the kids rather than the blokes that just are named players and have been around for a while and Scotty respects. We need to play our best team, or the team that's going to take us to where we want to go to. So, close, very quiet. Kicked 1 from the square, 12 disposals for the game, 3 marks. Just had a shocker. He was fumbly, he's fallen over. He wasn't able to apply pressure as much as you'd like to see. I do love Close, but he did not have a good night. O'Connor hardly saw him, and he nearly played the whole game. 9 disposals for the game. So what? 3 marks, couple of tackles, clearance. So why are we playing these guys? Like, did we not have a plan for Cripps or Walsh? Did the plan not work? Everyone has a plan for Tom Stewart. Why don't we have a plan? And if O'Connor's going to tag or do something, how are you getting 9 touches for playing almost the whole game? It's just beyond me. Rowan played a little bit the second half and got involved. He kicked a goal, had the 6 touches, 4 marks. So he was quite a presence for us and actually cared when he came on the ground. He was cracking in really hard. And, whether it's chase downs, whether it's chases, whether it's, bumps, that kind of stuff, he has a red-hot go at it, which I like. Henry was okay, I guess, considering 21 goals kicked. 10 disposals, 10 possessions for him, 3 marks, a tackle. But I think Mackay kicked 3 or 4. I think he was on Mackay for most of it. So, a so-so performance, really. He's dropped off significantly as well. He's lost a lot of confidence for whatever reason. Ollie Henry was down and out as well, back from injury. Hardly registered on the scoreboard, kicked a point, which was 30 straight in front. 11 disposals for the game, took a mark, but largely not a factor of the game inside of the game. Oshie Mullen played half and only was able to get 3 touches, 3 tackles. Again, just a guy's not being able to impact the contest. It's like even with some of our best players playing reasonably well, it's like if the whole team's not playing well, then there's a large portion of the team that just go into their shells almost. Hawk, very quiet. Also got subbed out with an injury. Looks like his foot. 3 kicks for the game and took a mark, a couple of hit-outs. But, talk about, even before the injury, just being a liability. Like, how you can not play differently against Wiedering or get on the move is beyond me. He's 36 next month. Surely he's got half a brain to figure that out and get on the move or play Wiedering differently. Why play exactly the same way and go, I'll win it this time? So that's the same smugness that gets you in the position of getting a bath every time Wiedering plays. And I understand Wiedering's a really, really good defender, maybe one of the best in the league. But you got to be better than that. You just have to try something different, something he's not expecting. You're playing into his hands and Carlton's hands by just doing the exact same play every time. Maybe that's all that's left. Who knows? Who knows? But yeah, he'll be out for, it seems like, a fair stint. Don't know if that's the end of Tom's career, but yeah, it's easy to jab him at the end of his long decorated career, and he's been an absolute great for us. But again, these are the decisions we have to make. Made it on Cam Mooney, when Hawke was emerging, so Scratch will need to get a crack at it. It was pretty easy getting rid of Chapman and Enright and Bartel and Johnson and Stokes and Kelly, all-time greats of the club. But then maybe not as much for Scotty's team, but yeah, a bit of a stubbornness and refusal to read the tea leaves a bit. So yeah, we've got the Bombers next week, round 16 of the season. It's go time now, but I mean, I think I've seen enough evidence to go. The season's essentially all but done, and probably the era as well. Really, what a great ride it has been. If this is it, I suspect it is. Started off like a house on fire and crash and burn really since then, but we had a good win against them at the G last year after we kicked the first 6 goals, and then it was that margin the whole game. So yeah, it was pretty even after that. And then we played them later in the year at GMHBA with a good win. But yeah, Essendon have improved out of sight this year. They've been much better. Still see how they go in the second half of this, see how they go against West Coast. But initially I'm thinking probably Essendon in that 4 or 5 goal mark next week with how we're currently playing. I just can't see where the change is coming from. I'd love us to swing the axe a little bit and sort of shake up the group. Fat chance that'll happen, because then there'll be an admittance to, okay, cool, we've got to play the kids now, we've got to rebuild. Or you can just be stubborn and do the same thing over and over again and expect a different result. That's a possibility too. If being right is more important than fixing the problem, do what you need to do, I guess, coaching staff. But we have the Bombers next week. It's going to be a tough match to watch. They've been in good form and playing some decent footy. We've been in struggle street for what feels like 2 months now, and just well out of form. Hawke will be out. Usually plays all right against the Bombers, but maybe Neil might be able to have a good crack at it. But there's a lot of players that shouldn't be playing next week. And I can guarantee we won't swing the axe or do any significant change, because we feel like throwing out the baby out with the bathwater. But we do need to make significant change. That's the reality. You can keep doing the same thing and keep losing, or you can try something different and potentially see what you've got and give yourself a better chance to win than what you're doing right now. But I'm not a coach. I'm just a random guy on the outside that's passionate about this club, that's hating us losing at the moment, and has absolutely loved the journey we've been on to get 4 premierships in what was over a 16-year period. Quite exceptional. That's come to an end, I guess. So it's been a great ride. But look, we'll see what's sort of next for us. Hopefully we can get some young guys a bit more of opportunity and, clear out some of the guys that have been great servants for us and, got us to a flag. But that time's passed. It's not 2022 anymore. But that's it from me, guys. Disappointed, upset, all that fun stuff. But we went down by 63 points against the Blues. Pulled apart and capitulated for the whole game, really. And, never really in the game. Blues, I suspect they'll be top 4, maybe top 2 if they play their cards right. But I would have thought, we'd be better than what we have been. But clearly, that ship has sailed. So, all right. Well, that's all from me, guys. If you enjoyed the review, give it a like and subscribe away so you can keep up to date with my salty reviews, which have been saltier than usual lately. It was 6 out of 7 losses. Don't usually see this many losses, but it's a tough pill to swallow at the moment. but it is what it is. So thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.